Good morning. Have you noticed that your loved one's behavior gets a little more aggressive, or just those behaviors become more problematic as the day goes along and into the evenings? Well, there's a name for it. It's called sundowning. And the reason why it's called sundowning is because the behavior tends to get worse as the sun goes down. Experts believe that the reason why this behavior happens is that the brain changes in the person who has dementia cause them to confuse night and day. So let's look at some of the symptoms. You might see mood swings. They might begin to see hallucinations. They might start pacing or rocking back and forth. They might be crying or screaming. They might be more angry or more aggressive. Some of the causes are believed to be that they're tired or they're stressed. If they've had a long, exceptionally full day off their normal schedule, this can really throw off their body rhythms. They could be hungry or thirsty. They could be depressed. And lighting actually affects it. Low lighting causes shadows, and so when your loved one sees those shadows, they may think that it's a person, or the shadows may scare them, and they basically need more light in their environment. One thing that I did with my family is that I installed daylight light bulbs in the house, just throughout the spaces that my parents spent their time, and that eliminated shadows, and it really cut down on hallucinations and delusions, just kind of thinking, bad things that really weren't true. They could actually have a urinary tract infection, and a lot of people don't realize this, but something as simple as a urinary tract infection can totally change the behavior of a person with dementia. If you notice that all of a sudden their behavior begins to get worse or more unpredictable, then you might want to consider taking them to the doctor and having them run a test to see if they have a urinary tract infection. If a few antibiotics can solve this behavior, then it's definitely worth it. That's a simple solution. They could be having difficulty differentiating between sleeping and dreams and reality. They could be bored. So if you think your loved one's sundowns, just remember these symptoms and causes and think about whether you see a pattern in their behavior in the evenings. And sometimes sundowning can go into the night and make it difficult for your loved one to go to sleep. Today we talked about the causes and symptoms of sundowning. Tomorrow we're going to talk about preventing it. If you can do something to cut off the behavior before it starts, it's going to make your life easier, and it's going to make your loved one feel better.